Hiya fishy folks, and welcome back to Michael's Fish Room. Strap in folks, a rant is coming. We also will be talking about the top 5 most BS answers on Facebook. Grab yourself a healthy snack and a beverage. I got my coldest water cup, 24 ounces of icy cold deliciousness. Stand by. Alright fishy folks, let's talk about some stuff. So as you know, I do troll the Facebook group sometimes. Not really troll, but I'm really looking for content. And, you know, for this channel, as a matter of fact, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, hit that subscribe button right now. Boop! The notification bell, so you know if I go live this Monday, I will be going live. And, I'm looking for content. And a lot of times, I find really stupid answers to questions. And that's what we're going to be talking about, the top 5. My good friend Keith from KJE Aquatics, a small veteran-owned, family-run company where you can get not only plants, but all kinds of good stuff for your fish tanks. Check it out, link down below, kjeaquatics.com. But he put a post on my Facebook group, Michael's Fish Room. I'll put a link down to that group as well. To the post, actually, you can check it out. And essentially it said, you know, what's the most BS answer you see on Facebook? And so I have a list, a top 5 list, and I wrote them down because I'm old and I'm forgetful. But this all started because I recently got kicked out of the Guppies USA. I don't even remember what it was called. 21,000 subscribers. 21,000, yeah, I guess, subscribers in the group. And other than one mod, the rest do nothing. The owner of the group hardly answers any questions, and when he does, he posts someone else's information, not of his own self. It's a BS group that I feel sorry for the one mod. She does a fantastic job, but I need some water. Stand by. What got me on this roll, on this rant, if you will, and you're going to see firsthand. Here's the original post. Just thought I would show off my 20-gallon guppy and swordtail tank. Been running close to 6 weeks. Ran 2 weeks before adding fish. I've never had a tank this clear. So first, I don't care about the tank. I mean, it's got the clown puke gravel. It's got the fake, bright, fake plants. They're so fake, it's fake twice. But, I mean, whatever. He can do him. His fish like it. That's fine. And so my question was very simple. What does running it for 2 weeks do? So, the OP, Paul, writes this. It's not good to add fish right away after setting up a new tank. More likely to lose fish if added right away. Ordered 20 fish and only lost 2 during shipping. Alright, that almost kind of makes sense if you don't understand the nitrogen cycle. However, running a tank for 2 weeks does literally nothing unless there's an ammonia source. And it's very rare to cycle a tank in 2 weeks without a pre-seeded filter or used media or something to jumpstart that cycle. Okay. I need a follow-up question. Why isn't it good? And so Paul goes on to add, adding fish too soon. Some are lucky, but many will quickly lose some or all of their fish. The water in a new tank needs to stabilize. Gases are dissolved in the water as well as minerals, heavy metals, and chemicals added to local water treatment facilities. The water itself can harm fish. What? The water can harm fish? No. All of that is completely wrong. Dissolved oxygen, gases, I'm fine. It's all, he has no clue. So I respond, really? The water can harm fish? I had no idea. Gosh! I am so glad you answered. Please tell me your secrets. I got kicked out before he could respond, so I have no idea what he said. If you see that post, let me know what the answer is. But my point is, the mods did nothing to correct that. Now, if there are, I think there's 6 or 7 mods plus the owner of the group, One mod I see commenting all the time. She's smart. She knows her stuff. We don't always see eye to eye, but that doesn't mean we can't be friends, right? The point is, the mods in many Facebook groups do nothing. They just perpetuate fake, stupid, wrong information that's going to hurt our hobby, not help. Now, yeah, I have a few Facebook groups. I have Michael's Fish Room, and we have Guppy Knowledge. Guppy Knowledge was started for me by other people, so I am involved. Links down below. And the truth about Guppy Knowledge is there's no BS allowed, no snowflakes. If you're going to go off on a tangent or, you know, be stupid, we're just going to kick you out. You have to answer questions to get into the group. Same thing with Michael's Fishing. You have to answer questions. But yeah, there's no crap. And the mods do their job. If something is falsely stated, we correct it. Alright, folks. Here we go. Here's the top 5 things that I think are dumb answers in the hobby on Facebook. So the first, which I've talked about, I don't know, 100 times, is test strips. Test strips aren't accurate. You need the API Master Test Kit. Shut up. No, you don't. Aquarium Co Op test strips. Very accurate. Do you know how I know? I've tested them. I test everything I talk about. And if I don't test it, I tell you. I've been testing these freaking test strips for like 6 months. Aquarium Co Op wants to know where my review is, I'm sure. I'm not done yet. I'm not ready. I have to check all the things. Test strips nowadays are just as accurate as the liquid tests. And even if they weren't, how do you know the liquid test is what's accurate and the test strips aren't? You don't. You don't do scientific testing. You don't even do any testing. You just read what you believe on the internet because you're a sheep now. In the old days, some test strips might not have been accurate. If you do this wrong, they're not accurate. If you leave the lid open a little bit, they become less accurate. I believe some test strips are better than others. I tested some China test strips. I'm sorry if that offends you, not really. And they sucked. They didn't read anything. And I knew there was ammonia. You know how? I poured ammonia in the water and it tested 0. That's how I knew. Aquarium Co Op test strips, really good. Before Aquarium Co Op, I used the Tetra test strips, also very good. So, test strips just as accurate as the API Master Test Kit. And you know, around the world, they don't use the API Test Kit. They use other brands. Nutrifin, I think, and Sarah have one. Way more intricate than the API test. Test way more stuff. Also more difficult to use, but okay. Number 2. Your tank needs more oxygen. Now I know Corey from Aquarium Co Op tried to measure dissolved oxygen. I think years ago, I don't remember. He's done a lot of those really intricate studies. But here's the truth. Like look at this a-hole's tank, Hank. It's got one sponge filter. The bubbles come up and break the surface. Boom! You have plenty of dissolved oxygen and oxygen exchange. I don't really know what the difference is and how that works. I'm not a scientist. But I know from the hobby that all you need is something to break the surface tension of the water for the oxygen exchange. I did a video on this based off comments on Facebook. I'll put a link up here for you. So if you have a hang-on back filter, if you have a sponge filter, if you have a canister, any kind of filter where something breaks the surface of the water, boom, you have enough oxygen. The best is when they go, you know, the commenter, the OP is like, there's something wrong, I've lost all my fish overnight. And they take a picture of the tank, and there's one of those ginormous bubble wands in the back, and someone goes, oh, you need more oxygen in the water. Shut up. No, you don't. Stand by, let's check the heart rate. All right, we're good. Number 3, a fishing cycle is cruel. You know, I promote a healthy and safe fishing cycle. I have for years. It's not cruel if done correctly. Yes, if you just put fish in a tank and let them create their own ammonia without neutralizing, yeah, that's not too smart. You're probably going to lose some fish. If not, you're definitely going to hurt them and harm them and lower their life expectancy. But if you follow my video, link up here, very safe, non-harmful. In fact, I believe it's the most accurate way to do a cycle. Okay, so hear me out. If you do a fishless cycle, you're basically dosing a certain amount of ammonia, say 4 parts per million, that you want the beneficial bacteria to process through to nitrate within 24 hours. How do you know how much ammonia your fish are going to create? Huh? Tell me that, Mr. Smart Guy. That's right, you can't. You have no idea. There's no way to know. Does one guppy produce 0.25% of ammonia? I don't know. How much are you feeding? What food are you feeding? There's so many variables. There's no way to know. Therefore, when you do a fish-in cycle using my method, neutralizing the ammonia and nitrites, while you're doing the cycle using a product like Fritz Complete, the beneficial bacteria is growing exactly to the size of the food source, the ammonia that's being created by the fish. It's the most accurate. A fish-in cycle is just as safe, done correctly, as a fishless cycle. In fact, I think it's safer. All right. Number 4. Now, this was a toss-up. So originally I wrote, no need to quarantine fish if the local fish store did it. But I think that's going to be like a bonus one. Because I think this is more important, or this is a dumber response on Facebook. I got the tickle in the back of the throat. Coldest water cup. Check out the link down below. If you have cloudy water, you have to do water changes, or you need a UV sterilizer. No. If you have cloudy water and it's white and cloudy, that in 99 out of 100 cases is a bacterial bloom. Change the water actually will hurt doing that, and a UV will do actually nothing for that. Now, if you have green water, that's different. But strictly saying a cloudy fish tank, and then they show a picture like this, and it's cloudy, white cloudy, that is a bacterial bloom. The only thing to do to fix it is nothing. It's what I did. 8 days, I did nothing. No water changes, no top-offs, no vacuums, nothing but feed the fish and treat them as normal. Why? Because the bacterial bloom has to straighten itself out. It's part of nature. I know how I created the bacterial bloom. I know what I did purposely to make it happen for a video. And I knew how to fix it. And that's all you do. So when they tell you, oh, you gotta change 50% of the water for 14 days straight. No. All right. This is the best. This last one. Changing too much water is bad. Why? Oh, because of the dissolved chemicals like that dude said in the beginning of the video? No. If you do a water change correctly, you can do 100% water change. Oh, the part B to this one is changing water affects your cycle, so you can't change too much. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's little to no beneficial bacteria in the water column. Is there some? Yes. But the majority is in the filter, and what's not in the filter is on the surface of the tank and the gravel and the decorations. Fine. It's just a tickle, I promise. Little post-nasal thing going on, I think. Allergies, perhaps. So, if you change water correctly, meaning you take water out of the tank, I don't care how much, 10, 20, 50, 90%, I don't care. You dose your water conditioner, whether it's Seachem Prime or Fritz Complete or Fritz ACCR, whatever you use. You dose for the complete volume of the tank. Then you fill water with the temperature close. There's no need to measure. Put your hand in the tank. Put your hand in the whatever you're filling it with. If they feel about the same, it's fine. Fine. No need to get anal and use a probe, anal probe, to do anything. Fine. If you do it correctly, you can change 100% of the water every day. It doesn't matter. Discus keepers do that a lot. Breeders who don't use filters in their breeding tanks change plenty of water. You know, I had grow out tanks here with no filter, and I was changing 80%, 90% at a time. No problem. Honorable mention, we'll say the no need to QT, the local fish store did it. I recommend quarantining everything that comes in your fish room. Whether you medicate or not is up to you. I medicate because most of the fish I get are from overseas. I have been getting lots of fish in from local breeders. As a matter of fact, these, you can't see them, but these red dragons came from Wisconsin. They're now on the website for sale, U.S. bred, but there's only a few pairs left, so if you want them, grab them. I'm quarantining them, even though they came from a local breeder. Am I going to medicate them? Absolutely. Absolutely. But just because a local fish store did the quarantine doesn't mean you can't, right? Some things pop up after 2 weeks. Maybe they didn't do a 2-week quarantine. Maybe they only did a 1-week quarantine. Maybe they did their quarantine and cross-contaminated something and you don't know. So they did the quarantine, they cross-contaminated getting your fish say. Now you put them in your main tank, boom, your whole tank dies. You're sad, you sell all your stuff for pennies on the dollar, and you move on to another hobby like crocheting. That happens. I recommend quarantining everything you get, even from me. Quarantine. Especially if you get them through the mail, because the mail is stressful. Guys, that does it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Do me a favor, let me know down in the comments below some of the BS things you've seen on Facebook or social media, and have a great day. Folks, thank you so much for the video. Do me a favor, let me know down below what kind of BS things you've seen.
Say that again. Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Nobody's talking to you. So, I don't want to hear... I can't stand... So, before Aquarium Co Op, I used a Tetra